Hello, it is Whovian Monday, and today I am going to be talking about Into the Dalek, the second episode of Series 8 of Doctor Who. The traditional spoiler warning for you: please do not watch this if you haven't seen the episode. I will spoil it for you and I don't want to do that. So we start on a spaceship with Journey Blue and her brother. They are being attacked by Daleks and the spaceship is hit and she wakes up on the TARDIS. The Doctor has saved her from the exploding ship, but her brother has died. She asks the Doctor to return her to her command ship, the Aristotle, and this works far better than her attempts to command him because he acquiesces and takes her back there, and we meet her uncle, Colonel Morgan Blue. He's planning on killing the Doctor until he finds out that he is a doctor, and then he takes him to his patient, which is the Dalek. Cue opening titles. I enjoyed this opening to Doctor Who. We started off right in the middle of the action, it had good pace, we were introduced to new characters, there was a little cliffhanger. It just felt very Doctor Who-y. After the credits we go back to Coal Hill School and we meet Danny Pink. He's training the Coal Hill cadets, he's a maths teacher, he's new. It was at the moment that I found out that he was a maths teacher that I decided that I loved him. Yep. In class we found out that he was a soldier and he killed people, and there's a little bit of mystery about his past. In the staff room he is introduced to Clara. It's quite an awkward first meeting, especially after he thinks that she knows that he was crying in class. There's a great scene where she's sort of asking him out and he's kind of backing down and backing away and then regretting it later when she returns and then successfully asks him out and he successfully answers. I loved this introduction to Danny Pink. We found out a bit about him, but we also found out that there was definitely more to find out. Anyway, the Doctor arrives for Clara with the coffee from 3 weeks ago, which he was supposed to get at the end of the last episode. He asks her if he is a good man. She doesn't know. He doesn't either. He takes her back to the Aristotle and introduces her to the Dalek. It turns out this Dalek is a bit broken and wants to destroy all of the other Daleks. The Doctor is adamant that a Dalek can't be a good Dalek, and Clara says that he is prejudiced. The Doctor, Clara, Journey Blue and 2 other soldiers called Gretchen and Ross are miniaturized and go inside the Dalek to try and fix him. I kinda loved the scene where they travelled through the eye. I thought it was very atmospheric and a bit creepy, and I wish there'd been more of that in the episode. They enter the head. It looks a lot like a curved corridor. The Doctor shows them the memory banks of the Dalek, which he is now calling Rusty. They're going to have to get down into the belly, so Ross shoots this kind of zip wire so that they can travel down there. But this aggravates Rusty's antibodies and they come for Ross and kill him. But not before the Doctor gives him a tracker to swallow so that they can then trace the remains down the organic waste disposal. The Doctor is pretty brutal in this scene and I found that very interesting. The remaining miniaturized gang escape and discover that there is a radiation leak in the Dalek which is causing all of the problems. The Doctor discovers that Rusty saw a star being born and that has changed his outlook on life. The Doctor repairs the radiation leak and the Dalek becomes all evil and Dalek-y again, which seems kind of obvious but was for some reason a big surprise to all of the miniaturized people inside him. Rusty escapes his room on Aristotle and starts exterminating people, as is his wont. He calls the Dalek fleet, which comes to the Aristotle. Meanwhile, back inside Rusty, the Doctor is kind of smug because Rusty turns out to be evil after all. You see, he was right, Daleks are all evil. Clara is understandably mad about this and says that what we have actually learnt today is that a Dalek can be good. The Doctor takes her point, and their new job then becomes to save the Dalek and make it good again. Clara and Journey have to travel back up into Rusty's head so they can switch on the good memories again. This means Gretchen has to sacrifice herself so that they can travel along the shooty zip wire thing. Gretchen dies and wakes up in heaven with Missy. I'm enjoying her surprise appearances so far. So the Daleks are now aboard the Aristotle and a battle is going on. Clara is reawakening memories by turning on lights. Rusty is rebooting and now remembers the star being born. The Doctor gives Rusty a piece of his mind. Ha 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 ha. By which I mean that the Doctor shows Rusty his mind to show him all of the wonder of life, but what Rusty actually takes away from the experience is the Doctor's hatred of the Daleks. This causes Rusty to go on a murderous rampage, exterminating Daleks on the Aristotle. Then everybody is suddenly normal-sized on the Aristotle and are reunited with Colonel Blue. Rusty has sent the Daleks away and is going to follow them. There's a great exchange where the Dalek formerly known as Rusty says, "I am not a good Dalek, you are a good Dalek," to the Doctor. The Doctor and Clara leave. Journey wants to go too, but he will not take her because she is a soldier. Clara leaves the TARDIS saying that she thinks the Doctor tries to be a good man and that's the point. She meets Danny Pink briefly once she has left the TARDIS, and then the episode ends quite abruptly. So that's my quick synopsis. It is at least shorter than the last one. What did you think of this episode? I liked it a lot. I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. I was very happy that the episode was 45 minutes long. It just felt like an age since we've had an episode which has felt like the right length to me. It was a good, just general episode in a series of Doctor Who, and I've missed that. As I say, I was a very big fan of the introduction of Danny Pink. I think it was handled very well. I think there are a lot of hints of things which may be important in later episodes, which I find exciting, and especially I am finding the new Doctor increasingly interesting. He's quite callous and rude, and there's that little bit where he says that Clara cares so that he doesn't have to. This darkness and hatred in him, and the new dynamic with Clara and the dynamic with Rusty are interesting to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. I'm saying the word interesting again, but I think that this new Doctor is interesting and will continue to get more so as the season progresses. So the next episode, episode 3, is Robot of Sherwood. It is written by Mark Gatiss and directed by Paul Murphy. It guest stars Tom Riley as Robin Hood and Ben Miller as the sheriff. I'm going to read the synopsis again, so if you don't want to hear this, then this is when you should leave us. They meet at last. This island's greatest hero and defender of the innocent comes face to face with Robin Hood. The only trouble is, according to the Doctor, Robin Hood can't be real. In a sun-dappled Sherwood forest, the Doctor discovers an evil plan from beyond the stars. But with all of Nottingham at stake, and possibly Derby, there's no time for the two adventurers to get into a fight about who is real and who isn't, which is probably why they do very little else. I've been looking forward to this episode for a while. So that's my take on Into the Dalek. What is yours? What did you think of the episode? What do you think of the new Doctor? What do you think about Danny Pink? So many questions. See you tomorrow.